Welcome to this episode of Mercy Can't Stop Her. I am your host, Judith Ambia Obatuso. JKO. Today is January 1, 2026. A new year. It's so exciting to have the privilege of walking into a new year. If you can hear this podcast, you can hear me. I know that some of us that are listening, it might be hard to imagine what the future holds or to see the future in a positive light. But I want to encourage you to hope. Every new year is not only physical transition, it's also spiritual transition. It's like a new page has been opened for you to walk in, to write anything. And no matter how hard yesterday was, December 31st, 2025, and all the way back to whenever the heartache or the pain, the disappointment, the betrayal, frustration started. The beginning of a new year tells you that there is still hope for tomorrow. Today's episode, we're just going to look at some of the things that we learned in 2025 that we can carry forward to support our journey, to empower us, to equip us for 2026. But Franklin is a gospel musician. In fact, me and Kirk Franklin, our age mates, were the same age. Well, I'm going to be 55 this 2026, but he's 55. So he's a few months older than me, or almost a year older than me. But the way I see Franklin is as if he's much older, because I look at his music as music of my youth. Kirk Franklin made Christian music cool. Was one of those that made Christian music cool. And even till today, he still suffers backlash from being his vulnerable, authentic self, being different, being unique in the way he does his things. And yesterday, he shared something about lessons. He said that the lessons that every year has its lessons. And if we do not learn from those lessons, if we don't learn the lessons we're supposed to learn during a particular period, like a year, we'll carry it over. We carry the challenge over into the new year until we learn the lesson. Because the truth is that every situation has a lesson. So it's up to us to, that is, direct our minds to learn, to see what is the lesson, or prayerfully consider what the lesson is and learn it, so that you can you can move away from that situation, from that level. It's like school. Life is a school. Every class has the lesson we need to learn first before we move to the next one. And that's, we had something else I was going to discuss, because we ended season 9 of the podcast on December 25th. So today I just want to do this as a transitional episode into 2026. And it's just to share 3 lessons that I learned in 2025 that I believe we can use to encourage you as we go into 2026. You know, the people who listen to my podcast, many of us are women who have gone through hard times, or are even in serious situations with our lives. And many times people judge us, people ask us why we're still there and all those things. And it's not easy to live some of these situations. But one thing that I can assure you is that it is not impossible to thrive even in the hardest circumstance and to overcome. So let me go into the lessons. I just have three lessons I want to share. The first one is no matter how long darkness is or it looks, just a tiny drop of light will make a difference. If you are in a dark tunnel and you can't see what's ahead, or it's pitch dark, you can't see at all. Just the tiny pinpoint light from your phone flashlight, that little light, once you put it on, it makes a whole lot of difference because you have that light on, you can now see what's in front of you and the next where you can put your foot without tripping. So all we need in this tunnel of darkness, of challenges, is light, a tiny bit of light. The Bible tells us in the book of Genesis that God told Abraham, leave your family and go to a place where I will show you. When Abraham had to leave his family, Abraham did not know where he was going. It was a leap of faith. And just by having that leap of faith, he was able to take the first step, which was to step away from his family. And that's how the journey of our lives are. We have to take the first step. It's always a leap of faith. Because the truth is, when we look at our lives, the challenges we found ourselves, we didn't know that when we took the step into the relationship, we're going to get stuck in this kind of messy thing. So every time in life, we do take leaps of faith, whether we mean to or not. So why don't we become more intentional about those leaps of faith? Leaning on the promises of God, knowing that when we trust Him with our steps, He will guide us, He will help us. So for 2026, I want to encourage you to hope, to take leaps of faith, hope in a better tomorrow. You don't have to see the entire map of the journey. Just take it one step at a time. Oh, when I say this, I think about the fact that when we're going somewhere we don't know, we normally put in a GPS. And even with the GPS, we lose our way. But many people who do not miss their way are those who look at the GPS and take it step by step. So even if you had a whole map of your journey, taking one step at a time will still make a whole lot of difference to your success. So I want to encourage you in 2026, no matter how long the darkness is or has been, all you need is a pinpoint of light, a pinpoint of clarity. And that is what you should be seeking for, you should be looking for, you should be striving for. And over the past couple of years, Mexican Stopper has said different things that we can learn from. And Mexican Stopper is one of many, many, many podcasts, many, many resources that are at our fingertips. That brings me to the second learning. No matter how difficult our situation is, we can still get something positive out of it for ourselves. So you see, when we talk about taking a journey that is with a leap of faith, so many of us in these tumultuous, challenging situations are not even able to dream. We're not even able to move forward. We don't even believe that we have anything left to offer. And the truth is, I just want to make something clear. Staying where your life is, you can lose your life, where you can lose your life is not advisable. It is always best to seek help. But when the help that you need is too complicated to get in this moment, when you are not able, when you are feeling so overwhelmed, you cannot get yourself out of your situation, but you know that it's possible to still thrive in a place where the relationship is not as good as you want it to be. You can still thrive in a place where you are in challenging times. Because our challenges are not all that we are. We are much more than our troubles. We are much more than our mistakes. We are much more than what we are going through. Even if you're going through everything, terrible things, you still have value that you can add to someone else. So I want to encourage you not to, did I say encourage or remind you that all your situation that might not look good is not all that you are. You can still make a difference in other people's lives. You can still give them a word of comfort. You can still be a support to someone else. How do I know this? So many of us are mothers in these relationships. And what? And we are still caring for our children. In fact, for many of us, we are the primary caregiver. We're the one that our children come to, even adult children still come to us for guidance, support, for help, in spite of we are going through a lot. We're still the ones cooking and cleaning. That's value you're adding. So if you're hearing that you are not valuable, you are useless, or you have that thought in you because you've heard it over the years, I want to debunk the lie. No matter how terrible your situation is, you still have something worthwhile that can make a difference in another person's life, even if it's something as simple as your story. So as you step into 2026, if you haven't been, if you have been so down in the dumps that you've not been able to, to see beyond your challenges, I want to challenge you to think about it. Think about how you're serving your family daily. Think about how your sister or your parents still call on you for support. Think about the moment you met somebody while out and about and you gave them a word of encouragement. You helped them to solve a problem. That is a reminder that you are still valuable. So do not give up on yourself. Don't believe the lie that just because you're going through this, you can't do this, you have no use. It's a lie. And the third thing I want to leave you with for 2026 is you know what? I want to go back to number 2 and just say one thing before I go into number 3. The number 2, just to tell you that because you now are reminded that you still have value, in 2026, be intentional about seeking out value, place, seeking out opportunities to provide support to others. There is the idea that, because you're going through this, there's so much stress, you can't help. It's not true. When you support others in any form, no matter how little, it makes you feel valuable. And you know what? Joyce Meyer wrote a book titled The Battlefield of the Mind. Your mind is where the battles are won. It is in your mind that you will debunk the lies. It is in your mind that you will raise your head and get clarity. So, empowering your mind, Strengthening your mind is a priority for you. So, my sister, as you step into 2026, be reminded that no matter how hard it is, how bad it is, how terrible it looks, you still have something to give. And in 2026, be intentional about sharing your value, no matter how little you think it is. And number three thing I would like to leave you with is that it's okay. It's okay for you to feel overwhelmed. Being overwhelmed is not a sign of weakness. It's not a sign that you are done for. We call it ebbs and flows. There are times when you wake up and in spite of how messy your life is, you get up with a spring in your steps. And there's also times when you wake up and you can barely be useful. Not even. You just don't even get out of bed without a struggle. There are times that you will hear something negative and it won't hurt you as much. And another time that you hear something a little negative and it will break you down. Because in life, there are ebbs and flows. But it's okay. When you get into down times, don't beat yourself up. Don't assume that that what you see, I'm a weak person. What you see, I'm negative, negative, negative. Don't. It's another ebb and flow. See the waters of a river. Many rivers, if you look at them, if you track them, they go through deep mountains, they go through valleys, they go over rocks, they go over smooth stones, they go over flat ground, they go over places that have just little sand, while there are other places where there's a lot of rock. Some places they have clear water, then some places there's a lot of leaves, some even dead leaves and all of that. That's how our life is. The ebbs and flows. As we move over, as we journey in life, we go over rocky terrain, hard times. We go over clean times where the way looks so clear to us. There are also times when we are wading in murky waters of life. Oh, please, my sister, do not write yourself off when you're going through a downtime. Seek out a friend, seek out a sister, seek out someone that will support you. Or go to any crisis center around you. Wherever you can get a positive encouragement, please feel free to take advantage of it when you're going through those downtimes. You can even send me a message can stop her. In the show notes, you will see a link where you can send me a message. My sister, look, 2026 is your year. I want you to hope for a great future in 2026. In fact, I am going to believe God with you for a great 2026. Sorry, I meant to say. In 2026, there will be great opportunities as you allow this light of clarity, as you share your value, and as you treat yourself with compassion when you're going through ebbs and flows. You will not miss those opportunities because you will be in a good state of mind to take advantage of them. But when you do this, mercy won't stop you. I really look forward to an amazing 2026 together. Mercy can stop. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with a sister who will benefit from it. Thank you so much for listening. See you next time when we will get into season 10 of the podcast. God bless you.